Hello, everyone. This is Tom Painter and Ethan Bird, and we're going to be talking about how you can manage your money on one piece of paper, and more importantly, how you can manage it on your phone. Everybody around the world, I've been all over the world, I've been to 50 countries. The one thing I know is that everybody has a phone. And so we've created a new system that will help you as you start to manage your money so that you can do that all on one piece of paper, or if you can do it on your phone as well. So what I want to do is I want to take you to the successmoneyfoundation.org. This is our site right here. And when you come here, the first thing I want you to do is I want you to come in and log in and get a free membership if you don't have one. And then the second thing is we're going to have you download and start using the Mobile Money Manager. The Mobile Money Manager. And what's so nice about this is that as you make changes to this, as you update this, we're using Google Docs and a Google spreadsheet. You can make changes on your home computer or your iPad or whatever you want to do, and it will have all those changes on your phone. So you can make changes on your phone and then it'll go right to your computer and vice versa. So that is what is so cool about what we're doing here. So the first thing I want you to do is I want you to come here to courses, and then we're going to have you come down here to earn $8 when you watch the 2 tutorial videos and when you download and start using the One Page and the Mobile Money Manager. So this is what it's going to look like right here. And so as you come to this page, you're going to click on this section right here to download. But what's so important too is there is a tutorial that's going to take you all through this, and you can earn some Buffett bucks for simply watching the Mobile Money Manager and the Manage Your Money on one piece of paper. Plus you can earn another chunk of money when you go through the money tracker and understand how the 7 habits really work and how they work hand in hand as they go back and forth. Now with that, many of you are going to click on that download button. And again, let me show you where that is. So you're going to come here to courses and then 2C right there to earn $8 and watch and download the One Page and Mobile Money Manager. Now, when you do that, it's going to come over here and you're going to click on it to download it. Now, what's so cool about Google Docs is that you're going to download it, and then as soon as you do that, you're going to have it click and you're going to make a copy. So make sure that you do this one part because that's really, really important. Now, if you already have Google Sheets already downloaded into your computer and are using Google Sheets, then what happens is that it's just going to pop up whatever's in your Google Sheets. Now, if you don't have that or it pops up, then what you're going to do is you're going to make sure that you make your own personal copy. Otherwise, it'll just be view only and you won't be able to use it. So you want to change your name and put it right here. So what you're going to do is, remember, you're going to come over here to those 3 dots. There's the 3 dots. And then you're going to come down here. If you have an iPhone, we're going to show you how you do it with an iPhone. You're going to click on the Share and Export. Okay, you're going to click on the Share Export. And then what you're going to do is you are going to come down here and you're going to do at the very bottom, you're going to make a copy. Now, what's so cool about Google is that you can save it as an Excel spreadsheet if you want, or you can use the Google spreadsheet. We prefer that you just make a copy of it because we put all these great formulas in and we want to make sure that all those formulas stay where you're at. So the first thing is we're going to have you go to Success Money Foundation, go to courses, go to 2C, and then we want you to download the page, and then we want you to change it. We want you to make a copy of it so that then you can make all the changes to it. When you pull that up, you make changes on your phone. You can also pull the same file up when you're on your computer, and anytime you make those changes, they're all go hand in hand. Now, that being said, I'm going to bring my cohort in here. This is Ethan Bird, and he is going to help me as we go through this wonderful program. So Ethan, welcome, and thank you so much for making such a huge difference in what we're doing today. Ethan, what we've done earlier is that we've already pre-populated this, and when you download it, you'll see that down on the very bottom tab, there is the mobile version of this. You can see there's a mobile version of it. There's also a one-page manager that's down at the bottom. You can't quite see it on the screen, but just be aware that down at the bottom of that page, you can see the one-page money manager. There's a game plan, There is the 7 steps to wealth, which will review the 7 steps. And there's another money tracker if you like a different version of it. But for today, we're really going to concentrate on the first thing, which is the mobile money version of that. And so you can see that this has already popped up onto Sheets. And the key is that up on line 1A, one line A and B, the money in, money out. We want to allocate your money coming in. We want to allocate the money going out. And the whole goal is to make sure that that gets to 0. Now, in the system here, you only want to type wherever there is a white space. Okay, now we've already pre-populated this for us, and just to make it quicker and funner to be able to do. So anything that's white, you can make the change to. So in this one, we've used Ethan and Megan, and we've already populated with us with $2,500 for Ethan, $2,000 for Megan, and another $500 as a side hustle that they're going to do. Now, what's nice is, remember, see, if we come over here and we change that, so instead of the 2,500, we're going to change it to 2,000. The first thing it does, it changes up on row number 1, B, so you can see that it's changed, that we need to allocate $500 more someplace. Okay, so in this example, we've already filled this out, so we're going to kind of keep that stuff together. So step number 1 is to make more money. You've literally got to go figure out how to make more money. And so on this one, we've got Ethan at 2,500, Megan's at 2,000, and then we do a side hustle right there that is going there. Now, step number 2 is that we want to separate your money. Step number 2 is that we want to separate your money. Number 3, you want to give some of it away. And so we want you to add whatever church or charity or organization that you want to be able to do, and you're going to be able to add some numbers of whatever you want to do, church, charity, or whatever. And again, as you make these changes, it changes that top part up there, which is the money in and the money out. Now, step number 4 is to automatically invest. Okay, automatically invest. This is probably the most important part, is to do the automatically invest. And you'll notice on here that we have a Robinhood account that we've set up. There's a Robinhood account, there's a retirement account, there's a Fidelity account, whatever they are, a GoTrade account. This is where you're putting your money in on a monthly basis. Now again, what we're trying to do is we're trying to cash flow your world. The whole purpose of this is to cash flow your money. So on this particular one, we've got a Robinhood account. As you're opening these accounts, if you're in the United States, we recommend that you do a Roth IRA. So when you put that money in and it grows, you never, ever, ever have to pay any tax on any of it. And then after you've got that funded, the next thing that you want to do is, if you're at work and they have a 401k and they're matching it, that's 100% free money. You got to pay tax on it, but I don't care about that because I got free money. So the 401k would be the next one. And then after that, you can put it into an individual retirement account. Again, the reason we like the Roth so much is because we never ever have to pay any taxes on any of that money. Now, the next section is we're going to go up here to section number 5, which is to save and spend. Now, if you do the first 5 steps, this will help you to become financially independent. It's going to take quite a few years to get you there, but if you just simply do these 5 steps, you can get there. Now, step number 5 is to save and spend, and there are a couple subgroups to that. So now, number 1, many of you need to start with a little bit of money into a savings account or into an emergency fund. Now, I'm a little bit different than some of the other people out there. I don't want a ton of money in that savings account. I want to get as much money up here into my investment account as quick as possible. And so that's why I try to fund as much money as I can into that investment account. If I really need the money for an emergency fund, I'll just sell some stock or trade in some of my bonds and get the money that way. Okay, so I don't want, for me, I don't want 6 months worth of savings sitting in a savings account making you nothing. So that's why we'll put a little bit into there, but really what I want you to do is I really want you to get as much money into step number 4. The one thing that every adult agrees with me on is that they wish they would have started investing at an earlier age. Not save, but invest. So that's why it's so important to get that investment account going. In fact, if that's the only thing you got out of this was to automatically get money over into that investment account, then that's how you would win. And when we talk about automatically, we want to automatically take that out of our checking account, automatically take it out of that on a monthly basis, and then automatically let Warren Buffett and his team manage it, Berkshire Hathaway stock, to automatically have the 500 biggest companies in America, which are global, doing that and managing that. And there's some more classes on this that go into great detail when we talk about the 7 habits. But let's keep going down this because I want you to learn how to manage that money. So 5A is your emergency or your savings account. 5B is your fixed expenses. Now, the fixed expenses are going to be any expense that you have that is fixed, like rent or utilities or cable, or a grocery number that is the same all the time. You are not going to include loans. Okay, so right here, we are not including loans. Those are going to come down in section 5D. So this is just stuff like rent, utilities, cable, a standard number that you're spending on your groceries and stuff like that. If you have any debts, that's all going to come down to 5D. And then also stuff that is personal is going to come down there below as well. So we're going to come down here and you can see we got utilities, we got Wi-Fi, we got cable. And if we were renting, we would put a rent number here. If we own, then that's going to go in a different place. All right. So now that is the fixed expenses. Now we're going to come down here a little bit further and we're going to go into our personal spend. Now the personal spend this is a way that you can keep track of your personal money that's going out, and we're going to pace you. We're going to pace you so that you run out of month before you run out of money. Now, the way this works is that there's going to be a column for you, there's going to be a column for your spouse, and then there's going to be an other column. And this is very important. The reason that people get divorced is not because of the lack of money. They get divorced because the husband and wife, the spouses, are not in the same boat. They're not in the same car. If you get on one car and your wife's in a different car, and you don't know where you're going, and hopefully you get to the same place, it's not going to happen. You're going to be lost. What we want you in the same car. We want to create a plan for you. We want you to put it into your GPS. We want to put it in your phone with an address, and it's going to tell us how long it's going to take us to get there, and it's going to give us step-by-step how we're going to go there. And as we're driving, if we get off track, it's going to pull us back onto track. Okay? Because we are going to get diverted. And as you're driving around, it gets you on the wrong road. Guess what? It's going to recalculate and put you back on the right road. This is why this is so important. So the personal spend is right here, and that's going to come down into another thermometer system that's going to be down below. But the goal of this is to be able to pace you so that you run out of month before you run out of your personal spend money. And again, as you make changes to any of these things, it's going to change this top number up here, your money in, your money out. And so that's what's so cool. All right. So that is 5C, and you can see in this example, Ethan's got some money right there. Megan's got some money on there as well. And we also have the kids, all right? And all this money goes up here, the money in, money out. It's all part of that system. So that is 5D. Now, 5D is to get out of debt. We want to get out of personal debt, all right? Personal debt. There's good debt and there's bad debt. There's stupid debt and there's smart debt. So we want to get out of stupid personal debt. I have no problem with really good investment debt, business debt, real estate debt, but we don't want to get into stupid personal debt. All right. So the way this works is your goal is to get out of personal debt. So what we're going to do is we're going to list our debts, any loans or debts on this next chunk. And that's going to include credit cards. It's going to include school. It's going to include car loans and home loans, anything that you're paying off over time. So we're going to list what they are, and we're going to list them from the smallest to the largest. Okay, so your mortgage is probably going to be down at the bottom of that little section. The low credit cards that you might have are going to be at the top. School loans might be somewhere in the middle. So we're going to add what it is, and then we're going to add what the loan balance is. How much is that loan balance? Okay, that's the money that you owe right there. That's the money that you owe. Then we're going to add the interest rate and what we believe the monthly payment is. Then what it's going to do, it's going to calculate how many months and how much interest you're going to pay before it is all paid off. So this is going to calculate the months, it's going to calculate the interest, and if the numbers don't calculate, you probably need just to increase the monthly payment. And then that will give you a good idea of where you're at. And then you can go check your statements and check if the interest rate's off or something else. Now, when you do that, we're going to add all this information. You're going to add your payments to your loans. And then if you're able to, using our system, we want to be able to go down and we want to be able to add more to those payments to get out of debt. Okay, so this is our system, and it's going to show you how much you're going to save. So one, we're going to say, this is where you're at, this is how much you're at, and then it's going to go down to the next section, which is going to be how long it's going to take you to get out of debt. And then we're going to add some payments to it so that we can figure out how long it's going to take you to get all the way out of debt. Now, after you start doing that, you're going to start paying off your first smallest debt. We're going to kill it, we're going to shoot it, we're going to rip it up, and then we're going to do a happy dance and show that we've got that first one done. And then we're going to move on to the second one, the third one, and we're going to roll that extra money into number two. So we're going to create a snowball. This is one of the things that Dave Ramsey talks about, which we love Dave Ramsey. He's really great. And the stuff we teach is in alignment with the principles that he teaches as well. And so we're going to take that money from the first debt after we get it paid off, and then we're going to roll it over to the second loan. And then we're going to take the money from the first and the second, and then we're going to roll it to the third and then to the fourth, and then until we're out of debt. Now, we might have to go make some more money with our side hustle, or we just got to make more money at our job or whatever that might be. Now, this will take us through. Now, I'm going to show that's the example that we're using. And in this example right here, I'm going to go back in and put some of the money that we had in there so that you can see how it works right there. And again, got to make a few changes on this, but I want you to see how this money rolls. All right. So in this particular case, you usually have to make 2% of, on a credit card, whatever the balance is, it's $500, you've got to make about a 2% of the outstanding balance on a minimum monthly payment. And if you did that, look at that, it's going to take you 10 years to get there, which is terrible. If you have a $1,000 debt, the minimum payment is probably going to be $20. The banks, the credit card companies, they want you to pay them for the rest of your life. The word mortgage in French actually means until death. Okay, so that's not very exciting. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to list our smallest debts first. So there's your credit card number one. There's a credit card number two. We have a school loan. We have a personal loan, and then we have the mortgage on the house. So we've listed them, the smallest one first, and then the largest one down at the bottom. We've put an interest rate to them. And then what we've done is we've actually put the monthly payment, and it'll show you how many months it is before these things get paid off and how much interest you're going to pay. Okay, that's what really stinks, is how much of the interest that you're going to go out there and have to pay. Now, in our first example here, what we're going to do is we're going to come here and we're going to say, you know, what we want to do is we really want to get out of debt, and we want to get out of debt quickly. Okay, and so in this example here, we have some extra money. As we do all of our stuff, you can see we got up to $670 left into our plan up there. We're only making a short $10 a month payment. We're going to go add this other $670 that we had, and we're going to roll that. And guess what? If we do that, we'll have that paid in a month. So as we do all of our stuff above, we make some extra money. We conserve. We start figuring out where we want it to go. Then we kill that first one. And that first one's done. Boom, we got it done, and it's out. So you can see we added that $670, and look how much money we're going to save. We're going to save $690 right there in that far right-hand corner. You're going to save $691 by doing that one thing. Now, what's going to happen in the second month? Well, we're going to take that $670, and guess what? This one's all paid off now, so that goes to zero. And that's at zero, but I'm going to take that extra $680 now, and I'm going to roll it to the second one. When I do that, that's going to be paid off in a month. So we're paying off the two credit cards within 2 months using this example. So again, on this one here, we got that first one paid off. We cross it off. It's out. The balance is gone. Done. It's out. The second one has a $1,000 balance on it. Right now, we've been making the minimum pay of $20. We're going to pay $1,397 in interest, which sucks. So we're going to take that extra money that we've made in the side hustle or whatever it is, and now we're going to go attack number two. And you can see if we add that to the $20 we've been spending, that gets us up to $700. We're going to have that paid off in a month. And look at that. We're going to save an additional $1,376. We're going to save another chunk of money. So when that one's done, boom, we're out of there. Now let's go pay that. That one's off. So good. That goes down to zero. And that payment's gone, and that payment's gone, and that payment's now gone. And now guess what we've got? Now we're going to attack the next one, our school loan. We've got $700 up here in our, right here as we look at the money we've got left over. Okay, let me take you back up there. So you can see we've got $700 right there as we're doing our stuff. Now we're going to scroll back down here, our personal debt, and now we're going to attack the school loan. We're going to go attack that school loan right here and go after that one. You can see it's $10,000. We've only been paying $100 a month. Look at that. We got $700 up to the top that we can do something with. So now I'm going to roll that money over to here, to that $700. And guess what? We're going to have that baby paid off in a year. We're attacking. And more importantly, it's going to save us, look at that, $470. We're going to save $6,085 by doing that one thing. So we're going to attack the third one. And then guess what? That thing's paid off. Zero. Boom. It's gone. All right. The payment's done. We're done with that payment and that payment right there. And now we're going to start going after that personal debt. And that personal debt, you can see I've got $800 to spend up there at the top. I've been spending $200 a month. I'm going to spend another $800, and I'm going to have that paid off in in about 2 years. So there's the personal debt right there, the personal loan. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take it. We're going to do $200 a month now. Then we're going to roll another $800 into it because we've killed the first three debts. The money's gone. We don't have to spend that money any longer. And if we do that, we're going to save another $6,670. So that is how we're going to get out of debt. That's our get out of stupid debt plan. I have no problem with smart debt. We made millions and millions and millions. We made $10 million using smart debt, and that's how we funded the foundation. All right, so that takes us down here to that step right now. Now let's go over here to the next section that we're going to go into. Now, with that, remember, our money in, money out, this is let you play with it and have some fun with it. Now, step 6, habit number 6 in what we teach is you need to add real estate and businesses. We need extra streams of income. We need multiple streams of income. My friend Robert Allen, a famous author, a wonderful mentor of mine, taught me how to create multiple streams of income, how to do real estate. My dad taught me about real estate when I was a 14-year-old kid, and he planted those seeds early, and this is what we're trying to do with you. But when you look at that, the first 5 steps, now when you do step 1 through 5, that will help you to become financially free. That's the good news. The bad news, it's going to take a long time. It's going to take decades to do it that way. The key is we've got to make more money and get our money working for us. So step number 6 is the step that's going to make you wealthy. So now on step number 6, there's 2 of them. There's 6A and there's 6B. 6A is we're going to flip stuff, and 6B is we're going to farm it. We're going to farm it for long-term, like rental units and royalties from books and multi-level marketing and things like that. There are 5 F's. You're going to find it, you're going to fund it, and you're going to fix it. Then you're either going to flip it for some quick cash or you're going to farm it for long-term rental income or some kind of income that comes in on a monthly basis. Now, the key to this is to be able to take these profits and get you out of debt. The key is we want to use this to get us out of debt. But if you don't need it for debt, then we're going to let it recycle. So my goal is to build a whole orchard of money trees. So as we get started, we would find a little property here. We would go in and then we would fix that property up, and we'd have some income, expenses, and a profit. And then I'm either going to recycle it. I'm going to keep it together. I'm not going to commingle it with step number 1 through 5. I might use it to get out of personal debt. Okay, you got to just make that decision. As you make a chunk, we're just going to go pay something off. Get out of personal debt. And so that is the chunks that we're going to do. We're going to flip a car. We're going to flip some products. We're going to flip some real estate, which I highly recommend you look into. But we're going to do all of those pieces right there. Now, number 6B is to farm or to create streams. And we do rental units. We've been doing rental units for 40 plus years. And it has income, it has expenses, and as it makes money, we recycle it. Our goal is to recycle all that money right back. We want to recycle it right back into the system. As we make money in multi-level marketing, I had a heart attack when I was 34 years of age. We've taken that money and we've rolled that money into a separate account. And every week, a chunk of money goes into that account, and then we give it to, and then it's automatically invested in the S&P 500, the 500 biggest companies in America, or it gets into Warren Buffett stock, and it grows and it grows and it grows. And so, as you know, I have 2 special needs adult children. When I had that heart attack, they were very young, but we've taken 99% of that money and put it into long term. So as it makes money, guess what? It's going right into an investment account. And it's growing, because that's really what the wealth formula is. So if you need the money to pay off debt, you can do that. Otherwise, you let that baby recycle. You recycle it, recycle it, recycle it, and run it in its own piece. Because the wealth formula, this is the real key. The wealth formula right here is so important. The wealth formula is monthly money put away into your long-term investments, your real estate, your investment accounts, stock, loans, whatever it is, times time. You got to do this over a period of time. This isn't something you're going to do just overnight. We need to do this over a period of time. And more importantly, we've got to get you making money. If you put money just in your savings account, you're not making money. You're losing money. Inflation is you're losing money. The money you got in your savings account, if you're not making 3 to 5% on it, you're losing it. Okay, which is better than just spending it. But we've got to do that. So the wealth formula, put money in every month from your businesses, from your real estate, and we want it to go up in value. Times time equals generational net worth. Okay, that's really key. When I was a kid, I was 14 years of age. I was helping my dad scrape the old paint off this house that was next door to where I grew up. And I said, Dad, am I getting paid? And he goes, no, son, let's get back to work. And I had the gumption to ask him a few minutes later, Dad, are you sure I can't get paid? And he goes, son, we bought this property so we'd have enough money to put you kids through school and to college. And I didn't, I was an early teen. I didn't really care that much about college. And then he said something to me I'll never, ever forget. He says, son, do you know that some people make so much money off of their real estate, their investments, and their businesses that they don't have a job? All they do is manage those things. And my dad planted that seed in me as a teenager. Now, my dad is 4 days older than Warren Buffett. He passed away a handful of years ago, but the things he taught me and the things he taught our family are living on in the foundation now. All right, so that is step number 6. We're going to add some chunks of money with flipping stuff, with real estate or products or whatever it is. If you want to take this money to pay off debt, great. Otherwise, forget it. We want this to grow. We want to recycle it because we are doing step number 7. The big piece is the wealth formula. So let's talk about the wealth formula. The wealth formula is where you're going to list all of your assets. These are your assets. And then we're going to list the value. What is the value of those assets? Okay, what's the value of the assets? Then we're going to calculate what the current net worth is. What are you worth today? Okay. Then what we're going to do is we're going to come down here and we're going to add a percentage of increase. Are they going up in value? Or are they going down in value? And then how many years it's going to be. So we're in the car. This is the GPS. This is telling us where we're going. It's going to tell us how long we're going to get there. And then it's going to calculate your future net worth. Okay. So that's kind of the key. So here's what we're doing here. And this is what it looks like. So you can see as we add all these things on here, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to put your assets on here. So here's an asset right here. It happens to be a computer. And in this example, that computer is worth $1,000. But guess what? Computers, become obsolete. And we think it's going to be obsolete in 4 or 5 years. It's losing 20% every year. It's losing money every year. But the good news is if it makes you more money, then it's worth it. Okay, so it's worth it. So that $1,000 item right here is only going to be worth, $300 in 5 years. This is an asset that is going down in value. The second one we want to look at is your car. Does your car make you money? Does the car make you money? If it doesn't, is it going up in value? Yes or no? Most cars lose value. So in this example, we bought the car for 25 grand. In 7 years, it's only going to be worth $7,000 to $8,000. Guess what? It's losing 15% a year. The day you drive that car off the car lot, it becomes a used car. Now, let's get into the fun stuff. Let's get into our investment account. Here's our investment account, and you can see in the investment account, we've got $5,000 into that account. And it's growing at 9% over the next 20 years. Well, that $5,000 investment account with these numbers are going to be worth $28,000 in the future. Okay? It's going to be worth $28,000 at a 9% rate of return. Now, if we put that into a Roth IRA and we put that into a retirement account, which is the next one, that $5,000 is over, let's, on this one, we've got it at 40 years. Let's say it's 30 years. See how cool that is? It just changed. Look at the difference between 10 years. 30 years at 66,000, but over 40 years, it is 157,000 because of compounding. If we did it over 20 years, you can see it's going to be a lot less. So the key to long-term future net worth is to start early. Start early. Wealth formula. Start early. Put as much money as you can in. Get a really good rate of return. Times time equals your net worth. So that's your retirement account. Your house. In this example, we're going to say that the house is $600,000 on here. And that $600,000 is going up at 3% a year for 20 years. Well, that house is now going to be worth $1 million in 20 years. Some places it's going up more like 5%. So if we use something like 5%, boom, look how much that is. So the key then is to be able to give you an idea where your GPS is going and where you're going to be. So that's your future net worth. Our net worth today is $216,000. Our net worth in the future, right now, it's going to be $720,000. So this is why we need to continue to add to our investment accounts and so forth. Now, this will take you through the 7 steps. This will get you through the 7 steps. Now, earlier, we talked about steps 1 through 5. So as we go through steps 1 through 5, step number 5C was your personal spend. So we want to put this personal spend down here, and we put it down a little bit below there so you can see it. But there's your personal spend, and you'll notice that all these numbers here were pulled from above. Remember, Ethan had 300, Megan had 250, and the kids had 150. And the goal then is to pace yourself. Remember, we're back up to 5C, and here we go right here. Now, this is what is so cool. You can start this anytime, and you can make changes to it anytime that you want to be able to do that. All right, so again, here's the pieces. Let me explain how this all is going to work right there. So when you get started, right here on 5C, we're going to pace ourselves. And we're going to put a start date of when we do this. And this one we're going to use March the 1st. You can put any date you want in. And then the computer's going to calculate today's date. And today's date happens to be the 14th of March. And then what it's going to do, it's going to take these 3 categories that you've got right here, and it's going to take them from above, because it's all part of your account. And then what it's going to do, you're going to enter the amount of money that you spend each day. You're going to enter the amount of money you spend each day. If the column turns green, you're on track. If it turns red, you're spending your money too fast. The goal is for us to set a pace so that you run out of month before you run out of money. So I'm going to give you an example of how that works right here. Okay, so in this example right here, you can see here's Ethan's money right here. And today happens to be the 14th. So we started in this account with $300. And over here on the right-hand side on E is pacing it. We're saying if you were to spend this over 35 days, because every month has 35 days. Why? Because we're going to pace you. We're going to pace you so you have money left over at the end of the month. All right. So this is your pacer. So you're spending about $10 a day. In this account, you're spending about $9 a day. And so you're going to come in here and right here, you can see on March the 2nd, you spent $20. So I spent $20. So I was on track, but now I'm spending it just a little bit faster. You can see I'm 280 versus the 230 right there. So I'm spending it just a little bit faster. But then I don't spend any money for a couple of days. I'm in the green, I'm in the green, I'm in the green. Then look at that. We spent another $75 on the 6th. And so I'm spending that little bit faster. I'm spending it just a little bit faster than my pacer's telling me. Okay, so column C, this is just the money you're spending. Column D, this is giving you an idea of how fast you're spending it. So you're thinking, hey, we want to go out to a fancy dinner. And then you look at your number and you say, well, look, I'm spending my money too fast. So we're going to McDonald's versus going to a fancy dinner. And then you can see as this thing continues to go, I'm in the red for a little while, but now I haven't spent any money, so I'm back in the green. And again, you can see that as you look at the difference between these two right here. My pacer is, it says I got 197 bucks. I'm at 205. I'm in good shape. Today's the 14th, so I'm still in the green. I'm still in the green, and so I've still got a little bit of money that I can go spend. And you can see that that continues on. And then on the 21st, I spent 500 bucks. I'm still in good shape. And then I spent another 75 bucks. And guess what? We have given you just a little money at the end of the month. So if you do make a mistake, you can come down here and you got a little extra money because we're going to pace you like you've got extra money. And in this case, you've got a little extra money down at the bottom. So this is how you're going to pace yourself. And again, I don't care where you spend the money. It doesn't matter if you put it on a credit card, you use cash, you write a check. You just, anytime you spend money, hey, I spent 30 bucks right here. You're just going to go put that in there. And then if you spend another 20 bucks, you're just going to go update it. So I spent 20 bucks. And then a little while later, I spent another 30 bucks that same day. I'm just going to go change it. Okay, I was at 20. I spent another 30. Now I'm at 50. Now I'm back in the red. Okay, I can't spend any money for a few more days if I want to stay on target. So that's our system right there, guys. It's so fun. It's so easy to be able to use. As you go down to the bottom, it's going to add your action plan. Here's my action plan. These are the things that I want to get done and over this next month. How am I going to make more money? How do I make more money? How are we going to, what systems do I need to do to separate it? Who do we want to give to? What kind of things do we want to do with our automatically investing? Okay, just some keys of what you want to do for your automatically investing. Then your save. We're going to put some money into savings. We're going to have some fixed expenses. We're going to have some personal expenses on 5C. We're going to get out of debt plan. We're going to make some more money. And then we're ultimately going to do the wealth formula. So that's the system that we have right here. Now, what is so cool about that system is that as you're doing that system, you can also go down to the bottom tab. So this is the mobile manager, the mobile money manager. The second tab is we've done it so it's on one piece of paper, and you can take that one piece of paper and you can take it and print it. So the second tab, you can go put all the data in, print it, put it on your mirror, put it on your refrigerator, fold it up, put it in your pocket, whatever it is, and you can manage your money on one piece of paper. So that's the system that we've created. We're very excited for you. This is a system that you can use. Everybody has a phone. I've been all over the world. Everybody has a phone. As you make changes to this, you can also go to your computer, make changes on the computer. As you've noticed, I was doing stuff on my iPad or my phone. At the same time, I was doing stuff on my computer. So they go back and forth. If you want to make it work, you got to get in the same car as your spouse. You got to set a GPS of where we're going to go. It's going to calculate how long it's going to take you to get there and when you're going to arrive. And if you'll do that, you'll have some fun. Now, a lot of people say, well, it's no fun being on a budget. Well, it's a game. It's not a budget. It's a game. And games are fun. Money's a game and games are fun. Life's a game and games are fun. Finance is a game and games are fun. Investing's a game and games are fun. So let's go have some fun. Now, in closing, the key to living is giving. My friend Tony Robbins, that's one of the things he says. The key to living is giving. It's really true. What are you going to give? You want to give to your kids. Now, if you can only give your kids one thing, money, knowledge, or a good experience with money, what are you going to give them? Oh, you're going to give them a good experience with money. You're going to teach them this. And guess what? It's not going to happen overnight. Boom. It's not going to happen. What we've found out in all the exhaustive studying we've done is that successful people do successful habits. What are the habits you do? What are the habits you do all day? What are the habits you do? And those add up. If you want to be wealthy, you want to be a big giver, whatever it is, you have to learn how to to create the habits. And if you'll do that, it'll work. Now, the nonprofit foundation, the Success Money Foundation.org, our goal is to be able to share with other people. So I'm going to ask you to do the same thing. So when you go there, you can click on to be under courses. You'll have your own personal link. You can share that with your family, your friends, and you can help them along the way. We have hundreds and hundreds of classes on success and money. We're supported by best-selling authors, educators, and entrepreneurs. Our foundation has literally given money to thousands and thousands and thousands of people to start saving them, more importantly, to invest. And we need your help. So please share the wealth. Please share by helping other people. Teach them the systems. And if you'll do that, it's going to work for them. This has been Tom Painter for the SuccessMoneyFoundation.org. Thanks for watching. Make a difference. Make it happen. And remember that every life is precious. Thanks for watching, everybody.